It was the way she looked at me, like I was the villain, like I was the one tearing this family apart. Her eyes, once soft and childlike, had sharpened into something colder, something familiar, but not mine. She stood in the middle of the living room, arms crossed, chin tilted, just like her mother's. Her words still echoed in the silence between us. "It was 19 years ago, Dad. A mistake. Let it go. Let it go." The hum of the refrigerator was the only sound after that. Even the air seemed still, as if the house itself was holding its breath. Let it go. She didn't know. She couldn't. But she had chosen a side. And it wasn't mine. I had once built this home with hands that bled from drywall screws and splinters. I painted her room sky blue because she told me it was the color of dreams. I drove her to school, packed her lunches, and taught her how to ride a bike. I bandaged scraped knees and kissed away fevers. And now here she was, defending the woman who had shattered all of it. I wasn't always this hollow. There was a time when laughter lived in these halls. A time when I'd wake up to the smell of coffee and her mother humming in the kitchen, her voice mixing with the radio. We were a team, two kids who grew up too fast, trying to raise a better version of ourselves. We did well, or so I thought. The first crack wasn't loud. It came like a whisper, a message on a locked phone, a pause too long before answering simple questions, the way she began to flinch at affection. I chalked it up to time, fatigue, life. I looked the other way because the truth was uglier than I was ready to face. Until one night, the dam broke. She was asleep. Her phone buzzed. I saw the name Jared and a photo. He was younger. Much younger. Sharp jawline, smug smile, shirtless, lying in our bed. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just sat there staring at the screen until the sun rose. Something inside me broke that night, but I stayed for one reason, our daughter. At least, that's what I believed. For a year, I tried. I swallowed my pride, buried my anger, and pretended we could fix it. But the lies kept bleeding through the bandages. Then came the final insult. My daughter came to me, tears in her eyes, after a heated argument between us. She said, "You're trying to destroy Mom over one mistake. I don't even know who you are anymore." Something inside me shifted. Not anger, not grief, clarity. I remembered the doubts I'd buried long ago, the timing, the whispers, the way her mother had flinched whenever I mentioned how much our daughter looked nothing like me. I bought the DNA kit the next day, not out of vengeance, but out of necessity. Truth had become the only oxygen I could breathe. When the results came, I read them alone. No camera-worthy moment. Just me, a man sitting at a kitchen table, realizing he had spent 19 years living a lie. Not mine. 0%. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I planned. I waited until the house was still, until the tension that had been simmering finally boiled over. When she raised her voice at me for ruining everything, when our daughter looked at me with contempt in her eyes, I knew it was time. I walked to my office and opened the drawer where I had placed the manila envelope. I handed it to her. She hesitated, confused, then opened it. Inside were the test results and a printed photo of her real father, his address written in neat black ink. I looked her in the eyes and said, "You've got 30 minutes to pack your things." She laughed at first, a nervous, awkward laugh, until she saw I wasn't bluffing, that I wasn't breaking. I was already broken. She screamed, cried, said things that cut deep. She told me I wasn't her real dad anymore, that I never was. But that wasn't true. I was the man who stayed, who held her when she had nightmares, who taught her to swim, to ride a bike, to love books, who sacrificed everything. But biology had won. Or maybe betrayal had. She left that night. Her mother didn't stop her. Maybe she couldn't. The house has been quiet since. No slamming doors, no arguments, no late-night footsteps down the hall, just silence and peace. A peace so sharp it sometimes cuts. Do I regret it? No. Because love without truth is just performance. And I am done pretending. I've begun painting her room, not sky blue this time, but a soft gray. Clean, neutral, a new beginning. Some nights I wonder if she'll ever knock on my door again. Not as the daughter I raised, but as a woman who finally understands what it cost me to love her. What would you have done in my place? Would you have let the lie live, or finally let it go?